Hey there, welcome back to Road to Data Engineer. This is going to be episode 9. So this is going to be a short one. Just finished up dinner, had a amazing chicken sandwich with a nice little Greek style seasoning and sauce on it. And my girlfriend's coming over in about an hour. So we're going to study until she gets here. So, last time we left off, we were able to successfully scrape the URLs to the different results page for ibjjf.com. So I feel like that's kind of like a good little stopping place on the personal project, the BJJ analysis project. So we're going to pick up where we left off on the real Python, intro to scraping tutorial course, a practical introduction to web scraping in Python. And this is where we left off. Interact with HTML forms. Looks like we're going to get into mechanical soup, which I don't know anything about. So I'm excited to learn about that. Let's just open our web scraping demo file real quick and kind of review what we did last time. So this was us answering this little challenge question. So we defined our URL. We opened the URL. I did not decode it because it didn't seem like we needed to. We created our soup object. We listed all the tags. Or we stored all the tags as a list from the beautiful soup object. Then we filtered through every tag, or we looped through every tag in our list. We pulled its href element, and we split at the profiles section, getting the first element from the new list using split. And then we added it to the URL, and then we loop through. Okay, this is the only little piece here that I want to review real quick. Split slash profiles, 1 for tag and tags. Okay, I see what we're doing here. So we have our base URL here, and we wanted to be able to go to the following URLs that are linked to this page. So we're storing those in a new list. So, we got the href elements that have the follow-up URLs that link to this base one. And we're basically saying split the URL at the slash profile mark and access the second item of the list, which would be like not the slash profiles part. Yeah, the slash Dionysus, slash Poseidon, slash Aphrodite, etc. parts. Okay, gotta remember split. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at with that. So let's let's do this. Let's pick up here. Check my understanding. Okay. Interact with HTML forms. The URL lib module that you've been working with so far in this tutorial is well suited for requesting contents. Sometimes, though, you need to interact with the web page to obtain the content you need. For example, you might need to submit a form or click a button display. Ooh, okay, so we're going to actually interact with themselves. The Python standard library doesn't provide built-in means for working with web pages interactively, but many third-party packages are available from PyPy. What is this? Oh, find and install Python package index. I'm assuming this is similar to like the CRAN repository for R. Is PyPy similar? Is PyPy for Python similar to CRAN for R? Very similar purpose, Python R. PyPy is the official third-party software repository for Python, hosting libraries and packages. Developers can download, browse, install. Similarly, yep. Both are crucial roles. Okay, yeah, so this is basically CRAN, but for Python. That's pretty cool. Browse projects. Topic. Database. Interesting. Tools for implementing and consuming APIs. Ambitious Postgres using data classes. Interesting. PsychoPG. Very interesting. Screensavers. Let's just browse a little bit more. Games, home automation, internet, media, sound, audio, video, investment. Interesting. Trade system, open signals, financial data. Interesting. Okay. Trading tools written on top of the Alpaca API. Interesting. Okay, so PyPy is pretty cool. I'm sure I'm going to be on that webpage again in the future. Okay, so anyways, among these, Mechanical Soup is a popular and relatively straightforward package to use. In essence, Mechanical Soup installs what's known as a headless browser, which is a web browser with no graphical user interface. Okay. Muta or Mechanical Soup. Mechanical Soup library. Mechanical Soup is a library used for interacting with web pages. It does this by installing a headless browser. Headless browser. A web browser with no graphical user interface. Okay, that's pretty cool. This browser is controlled programmatically via a Python program. Controlled programmatically. Not spell that right. Via Python, for example. That makes sense though, right? Because like when I click a button on a website, I'm really activating code. And there's probably some way to code like button click, or mouse click or whatever. Okay, well, I obviously need to install Mechanical Soup, so let's do that. Pip install Mechanical Soup. requirement already satisfied. Beautiful soup. LXML. URL lib built on top of. Okay, interesting. Successfully installed. Okay. Cool. 1 second. I gotta go blow my nose. Okay. Okay. You'll need to close and restart your idle session for mechanical soup to load after. Okay. I don't know if I'll need to do that with VS Code, but we'll see. I think it's time to split my web page in half, or my monitor in half. Yep. Okay. Okay. We want to create a browser object. Import mechanical soup. Okay. Import mechanical soup is not accessed. Maybe I need to restart VS Code. Possibly. I mean, it is saying I need to restart stuff, right? Oh, okay. There we go. Looks like it recognizes it now. Create a browser object. Browser equals mechanical soup. Okay. We are not gonna type in mechanical soup for everything. Missing imports. Oh, I spelled mechanical soup wrong because I have the capitalization. Okay. Creating browser object. Browser equals mechanical soup dot browser. Dot browser. Yep. Browser objects represent the headless web browser. You can use them to request a page from the internet by passing a URL to the get method. Browser objects. Okay. Browser objects represent the headless web browser. To create a browser object, use browser, i.e. Okay. You can use browser objects to request a web page from a URL using their .get method. So, page equals IE page equals browser.get URL. Okay. So we're going to define our URL again. Defining URL to scrape. Creating MS headless browser. Yep. Requesting URL page info. So page is going to be browser.getURL. So python.org. Yeah. Right page. All right, let's try it. Module object is not callable. What? Module? Is it because browser? Oh, I didn't spell browser right. That's why. Okay, let's try again. Oh, and I have my URL string is not correct. Response 200. What does that mean? What is a response 200 code? Okay, success. Status response code indicates that the request was succeeded. Okay. Page is a response object that stores the response URL from the project. The new object, the new page object is a response object that stores the response from requesting the URL from the browser. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I got page. A response of 200 a response can be a status code. For example, 200 means the request. $200 means the request was successful. $404 means the URL doesn't exist. 500 means there is a server error when making the request. So let's make our URL dummy, and then we should get a 404. Yep. Okay, nice. Oh, is that only because we're printing? Yes, okay. Mechanical Soup uses Beautiful Soup to parse the HTML from the request, and Page has a soup attribute that represents a Beautiful Soup object. Interesting. Browser and Page objects. Mechanical Soup is built on top of Beautiful Soup and thus uses Beautiful Soup objects. A Beautiful Soup object. Type page.soup. Okay. Print type page.soup. Beautiful soup. Okay. Page objects have an attribute of .soup that represents a Beautiful Soup object. Okay, let's look at this HTML. So if we look at the soup attribute, we can view the HTML. HTML, title, yellow color, etc. Let's open the web page real quick as well. Okay, so it's a login page, so he's probably going to make me click around and stuff. Notice the page has a form on it with input elements for a username and password. Title, head, center. Form, action, login, method, post, name, login. Username, input name, username, password. Okay. HTML form objects with input elements are examples of something on a web page that need to be interacted with, such as a input box for a username. Okay, so I already looked at the login page. Try typing in a random, and if you guess incorrectly, then the message is displayed at the bottom of the page. However, if you provide the correct login credentials, then you're redirected to the profile. Well, I'm already going to guess that we're going to input these somewhere else, somehow using Mechanical Soup. So let's go ahead and make some variables. P-word, Thunderdude. That's cringe. All right, Zeus. Username Zeus. Password Thunderdude. Okay. Boom, all the profiles are there. In the next example, you'll see how to use mechanical soup to fill out and submit this form using Python. The important section of the HTML code is the login form, that is, everything inside the form tags. The form on this page has the name attribute set to login. The form on this page has the name attribute set to login. Form action login method post name login. There we go. Right here. This form contains two input elements, one named user and one named password. Yep. Type text, type password. The third input element is the submit button. Input type equals submit, value submit. Now that you know the underlying structure of the login form, as well as the credential, take a look at a program that fills the form out and submits it. Import mechanical soup browser, opening the browser, login page. Browser.getURL, login HTML, login page.soup. Form equals login HTML select form. Okay. Form.select input 0. Value Zeus. Form.select input 1. Value Thunderdude. Profiles page equals browser.submit form login page URL. Save the file and press F5 to run it. To confirm that you successfully logged in, type the following into the interactive window. So we're going to try that in a second. I just need to step away for half a second. Okie dokie. We're back and ready to continue. Okay. So we created our browser object. We got our page. So I want to snag my HTML. AKA the HTML of the page. Just adjusting my notes a little bit. HTML equals page.soup. Right? Okay, form. equals HTML dot select let's play around a little bit. Let's select the title and print the form. Title, login title. So I'm really just like selecting the HTML like element thing again, right? I don't know why he's having us select the first object in the list here, because I think there's only one. Index error, yeah. Let's look at the underlying HTML again. View page source. H2, BR. So like here, I'm pretty sure selecting one element of the list makes sense for this BR HTML element. Yeah, because there's like so many. Okay. Now, I'm wondering, is this select? Is this select a beautiful soup thing? Find all, find parent, find next sibling. Append, extend, extract, wrap. Oh yeah, dot select. I think I maybe literally did this in my IBJJF web scraper. Tags, find all. No. Didn't, but okay. The actual selector information. Soup, but there are some basics. You can find tags by name. So let's add this to my beautiful soup notes. So dot select tag name. Method that allows you to find slash select HTML tags by name, i.e. soup.select title. Okay. So let's go back. So we want to select form, right? And then we probably want to call our let's look at the form's attributes. Just trying to kind of like reuse some stuff I learned from the regular Beautiful Soup section. Tag.attrs. Oh, you know what? Maybe there's more than one form for x in form print x. Type print x print this form. No, there's only one. Can I do tag.name? Print form.name. Now, what if I say, what if I do add that I specifically want the first element? Weird. What the heck? That's weird. Okay. For x in form, print, this was an object. That's really weird. So something about like, I have to make the form not a list object. Let's look at the type. Print type form. Let's see. Class BS4 element result set. Now what happens when I say in the first element? Class. Ah, okay, so here we go. So now I know why I have to specify which object I want in the list. Is because when I don't, it just makes it a result set. So it might only have one form, but it thinks it could have multiple. Whereas when I say, hey, I want the first one by using the index 0 here, it now says, oh, I have a tag. So if I do this, I bet if I do a for loop, I can get all the names. So for x in form, print x dot attributes. That'll probably work. Yep, name login action login method post. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So let's go back to So here he's just saying, storing it as a tag instead of a result set. And then he's saying, select input 0 value Zeus. Interesting. Now, does the mechanical soup I wonder if this input thing link. Oh, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, so input 0 value. Oh, because we're accessing it like a dictionary here, I think. Pretty much. We're saying get my form object. Now in the form object, select the input element, the first one, and change value to Zeus. That to Zeus, yeah. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do form dot select let's actually print the form real quick. So form dot select. We're gonna do the input element. We're gonna do the first one, and then we're gonna say I want the value to equal Zeus. And then we're going to do this again, form dot select the input element. The second one, value, we're going to set equal to the password. Thunder dude. And actually, I'm going to use my variables here just because I did write them. And then we're going to submit. Profiles page equals browser dot submit form login page dot URL. Let me see if I understand this code. Okay, before we do that, I want to print the form after this, after I've made these selections. So I see the values. Oh, I see what we're doing. So here we have the original form, username, password, etc. And And we're adding an HTML element to it. That's so slick. We're calling it value, and then we're inserting the password and stuff. Okay, so that makes sense. Now we're making a profile page. We're doing the headless browser object, browser, and then we're doing a .submit method. And we're resubmitting the form. Type the following into the interactive window. Print profiles page.url. python.org. Okay, so the login is working. Let's see their breakdown. You create a browser instance and use it to request the URL. Login. You assign the HTML content of the page to the login HTML variable using the soup property. Page.html page.soup. Login HTML select.form returns a list of all form elements on the page. Yeah, because the page has only one form element, you can access the form by retrieving the element at index 0 of the list. You can also use the login HTML.form. The next two lines select the username and password inputs and set their value to Zeus and Thunderdude respectively. Yep. You submit the form with browser.submit. Notice that you pass two arguments to this method, the form object and the URL of the login page, which you access via login page. In the interactive window, you confirm the submission successfully redirected to the profiles page. Then the value of profiles would still be olympus.realpython.org/login. Validate finding a working combination. Ooh, this is really interesting here. Besides this being highly illegal, almost all websites these days lock you out and report your IP address if they see you making too many failed requests, so don't try it. I bet they do that if they see you making too many requests in general. The profiles page variable set. It's time to programmatically obtain the URL for each link on the profiles page. To do this, you use select again, and this time passing string A to select all the anchor elements in the page. Well, let's first just print the page. Print.profiles page. And it should be our HTML again. Or no, we need to get the HTML, which would be print dot soup, profiles page dot soup. Yep. Boom. It's time to programmatically obtain the URL for each link on the profile page. So I want to do form equals profiles page dot soup, right? And then to say new URLs equals X we want the form.href element forms, and we want to print the new URLs, profiles, Aphrodite. Yep. .url. URL equals profiles page.url. Print URL. Yep, we're going to do a string split. Dot split at e/profiles, and then we're going to access the second object, Aphrodite Poseidon, and we're going to add that to our URL, and then we'll have our new URLs, and then I'd be able to scrape these. Let's just check that one works. Yep, and that's money. Links equals profile page. Form profile page.soup. Links links.select links. And links for link in links. Yep, still working. Select. Now you can iterate over each link and print the href address. For link in links, address equals link href. Text equals link dot text. Print text address. I mean, that works too, I guess. Address. Text equals link dot text. Text. Oh, yeah, I see. They got. Yeah. Relative URLs, which aren't very helpful if you want to navigate to them later using mechanical soup. If you happen to know the full URL, then you can assign the portion you need to construct a full URL. Let's just Olympus. Then you can concat the base URL with relative URLs found in the source attribute base URL. For link and links, address base URL plus link href. Yep. Text equals link text, print text address. Yep. That's sick. That is so sick. You can do a lot with just get, select, and submit. To learn more about mechanical soup, check out the official docs. Get, select, and submit. Okay. We're just going to high key copy paste that exact message there. Get, select, and submit. But pretty much like what I got out of this is like, hey man, we can really interact with web pages using mechanical soup. When you're ready, you can move on to the next section. Let's do this exercise. Okay, check your understanding. Submit a form with mechanical soup. So let's do all this. Import mechanical soup as MS. Use mechanical soup to provide the correct username, Zeus, and password Thunder to the login form located at URL. Base URL equals now I need to open a headless browser. We're gonna call this, okay, so let's just think out our process. Main URL. Create a headless browser to interact. H browser equals ms.browser. Yep. So now we have our browser. Get our HTML, right? So h browser dot get URL equals HTML. Let's just check where we're at so far. Base URL. We gotta do base URL. Print HTML. What? Invalid syntax. Well, probably that. Where though? Do I have some type of save? Oh, I'm in the Python repo, that's why. Response. Okay, so we have the HTML. You know, I'm just gonna call this our soup. Because it's like, really, it's a soup object. Soup. No, I guess page. Print page.soup. HTML. Use mechanical soup to provide the correct username and password to the login form located at URL. So page equals page.soup, right? And then we're gonna do form equals page.select form. Yep. And we're just gonna check our progress here. And then we need to select the first one. Then we're gonna do form.select input. We're gonna print this. password. Input type equals submit value. So we're going to do the first element. And the second one. Get our HTML. Pull out the form that requires user input of password of username and password. Define username and password variables. Uname equals Zeus. P-word equals Thunderdude. Right, we're selecting those. And then I want to set the value. Select. Now, how did they do that again? Okay, so I'm basically accessing the object and then saying, hey, add this thing to it. Value equals uname. We're going to do that again. We're setting the value to password to p-word. Now let's print the form just to double check. Yep, so there we see our values are set. Now we need to submit this. Insert username and password into form object. And submit new form to URL. Now, how did I do this? Let's look at the documentation. Get diva, get list links, open page, refresh, select form, set debug, submit selected, browser, request, set cookie jar, submit form, URL. Let's see the example again. Submit new form URL, taking us to profiles page. Profile page equals my headless browser dot submit my form, and I want to set it to base page. My base page. Get our page object. Separate out HTML. Base page dot URL. And then what was the challenge? Oh, the title. So my new profile page dot print profile page dot title. No attribute title. Soup. Soup dot title maybe. Boom. Money. All profiles. Print the title of the new page. So he opened the headless browser. He's got the login. He got the login. He got the page object. Then he separated out the HTML. Because the page you can access, select that form. Oh, okay, cool. It's a little different, but it's fine. Link to the slash page you can confirm it. Oh, there's something else in the form submission failed. Awesome. Okay. Oh, looks like my girlfriend literally just pulled up to the apartment. We're gonna finish watching the Studio Ghibli movie Porco Rosso tonight, so I better get going. And this is a great stopping place. Anybody who watched, thanks so much. Making some progress, starting to interact with web pages using my web scraping a little bit. So that's really cool. Have a great night, everybody. See ya.